Oh, hi there. My name is Gerardo Balsley IV, and this is Terracore, the President of Ruin, Part 3. If you're new here, welcome aboard. It's good to see you. This is essentially an edited live play of my in-production, in-development rule set, Terracore, the game of great power and even greater consequences. The basic edition of the rules have everything you need to get started playing and will carry you from 0th to 4th level. If you're interested in learning more about the game, a great place to look is our Discord, where our community lives. It's a great place to learn about the game, of course, and the people who play it. You might even find players for your very own campaign if you decide to pick it up. You'll also find in the link in the description a link to my Twitter page, where I'll be posting regular updates to the development of Terracore. But I do think you'd be better suited if you started with part 1 of this video series, found here. Alternatively, you could start with the full edition, which is 3 hours of cinematic content, cut without all these intros and outros getting in the way of the story. It's a full-bodied experience, and one I'm sure you're going to love. Either way you watch, I can't wait to see you here again at part 3. However, for our returning guest, welcome back, and I thank you for sticking through to part 3. This is essentially the last of this series, though I don't think it would be the last of its type. Maybe in the future, if this Terracore thing takes off, we'll have tournament play. Live play like this, edited with art and music to look very nice and pretty for viewing pleasure, which will decide the future of the rule set. What kind of books do we publish? What are the new rules? Who are the heroes of the world? That's something I've always wanted to do. To build a world where the players really mattered, and where the community matters too. Just something I've been bouncing around in my head, but let's not dwell on things yet to be. Let's focus on now, like this episode, in which we'll finally see Zexe and Arthritis come into conflict with the president. And of course, we'll have to find out who Amon and Korra side with. Do their allegiances lie within their political bonds to the president of Ruin, or do they find it in their heart to trust their friends and to stick through them to the end? The only way to find out is to sit in, get comfortable, and watch part 3 of The President of Ruin. Roused from your slumber, you are escorted by guards and a young woman of the hotel staff to a golden elevator that takes you up one of the many towers of the Citadel to the President's Lounge. Massive wood panel doors carved with extravagant images of the city in its heyday sit before you. A pair of men on either side of the doors slowly open to reveal a lavish dining room, where you are led in to be seated and presented with a spread of all sorts of food artfully placed before you. With an announcement, the president comes in, pushed by a woman in black, to the end of the table, where he sits and looks at his guest with a small smile on his eyes that is masked by a permanent twisted scowl forced by a breathing mask. And there you see, of course, a very old figure. He's, half Mycenaean, half Zoran. He's bound to a wheelchair, clad in a blanket and wearing a perfectly white suit with a dark shirt underneath and a red tie. He kind of he wheels himself to the kind of end of the table, and he says, takes a deep breath and he says, I felt that energy that just pulsed off you. A follower of Marwola, I see.
Hell
Just
yeah,
like I
brother.
was once. I'm not sure what drawn you to her, but I advise that you think twice about it. I was drawn there because I loved. For what reason did you go to him?
because I lost. I lost someone very dear to me. My kid sister, you see. One day I came home to my village. It was pillaged as fuck. Everything was on fire. And when I walked through the doorway of my demolished house, I saw like the pool of blood in her hair, and I just knew that a world as evil as this that lets that happen to kids, I need to be part of the people that change it.
He's always had
And my mother spoke to me.
He always had an admirable mind for the future. I too tried to prevent such savagery. When I founded this city, I wanted an organized civil place. From the mud and desperation of nomads, I clawed together and I built a city. It took everything I knew, but I did it once. And I was the president, the true leading figure behind it all, despite the man we elected every quarter of years. It was a real shame what had happened. It all vanished on me overnight, and I too had lost something important to me. But look at the Citadel. Look at these lights, the life I've created inside, the servants who serve me now. I did this. I brought it all back up from the mud, twice. Nothing is gonna hold me down. And I recommend that you side with a winner. Side with someone who knows loss and pain and suffering and still rises to new heights. Have you any interest in preventing that, what happened to your sister, and making an orderly world? A new world?
Interesting proposition. Everywhere I go, someone tells me that I'm here. If I help them, then I'll help them make a new world. What's stopping me from making a new world myself? Why would I need your help?
This place is a crucible of perfection. It's so harsh here, so brutal, that it changes people. The hunters have their own vision of the world, an empire of man, just like the one I crushed. The one that collapsed on me, the one my father belonged to. They want to bring it back and to destroy the subhumans. The Harpies have their own world vision, one where the subhumans rule. But they're both fools. We need to synthesize both, to find what makes us both perfect, and to maximize its potential. That's what I want. You may think you know better than me, but I could build a civilization out of dirt 2 times. That's most than most men could do once.
Oh, I can't. I've made a promise, and I'm here because of that.
Very well then. He turns to Zexe. Perhaps you're a little bit more reasonable. Surely you wouldn't turn up a wish, would you? To smite me.
I am but a representative of Zorn beyond the mountains. 1/3 of our people came to this city 2 centuries past, and yet I see not one anymore. I've seen harpies. I have seen desperate, straggling beasts sitting on the edges, surviving on dirt and handouts. And yet you propose to synthesize them, make them whole. What do you mean by that? Morse them together, those abominable creatures? You call those human? Build a civilization of nothing but freaks and mutants, neither human nor subhuman, simply a abomination of flesh and wires? What do you seek to do, dear President?
I seek just that. Of course, humans are imperfect. It was their desire that ended the world before. and I seek to make a new class of beings, physically perfect, adapted to any environment that I shape them to. Ones that could even take off this planet and to the many countless spheres that dance throughout the heavens. That's what I seek.
And what
But we
happens
won't get there.
to you? Will you join them? Will you form with the Harpy? Will you become something greater? Or will you be condemned to this?
I already am. Do not let my looks deceive you. I am elevated beyond man.
What's the
Thanks to how-
glasses? What's the gist?
You see that as he's speaking, as he's talking, you realize that he's like his soul is like boiling, and you notice that kind of like growing beneath his sleeves are these like tense, densely packed muscle fibers, kind of like the demon arms of Arthritis here, but that's like covering his entire body.
So
Sounds like he's becoming less diplomatic.
I come here as a Zoran. I intend to leave as a Zoran. If I must guide my people out as a Zoran, I shall. What you propose is to turn them far, far from who we are. Have you forgotten what this empire of man built? Do you seek this to create something in your own twisted image? That is not man, nor it is subhuman. You create beasts, mindless husks that you demand obedience from. And in the end, you shall get your obedience. But you shall not create a civilization. You've created nothing here. Husks. Soulless creatures.
You see him as you like berate him. You see him get like angry. He goes over and he just grabs like one of the glasses and he just smashes it in his hand. And he looks at like the bits in his hand as it like kind of like a black blood seeps from his palm. He says, "I was hoping you would be more intelligent than this, and once again I've been let down." He starts to like kind of like struggle against his chair when suddenly a siren goes off and a door flies open and a guard says, "Sir, Mana Reactor 2 is melting down." He starts to like panic. He starts like sweating. He's like, "I knew it. I knew they were planning something against me. I have to stop this. The choice is yours, whatever you choose to take. You could side with the future, side with me, and then we'll form a new world out of it. Or you can foolishly chase me and try to stop me yourselves. The choice is yours." And he kind of like he wheels out of the room as quickly as possible, and he seems quite in a rush. Someone delivering like a cart kind of pushes into the room and says, "I was told to deliver something here. I think this is for you, and on it is all your equipment."
Nice.
And just
I think I'm not sure what to think of it. I just was told by the computer to bring it.
You have done great, my good man. Pat him on the head. Now, my dear friend, shall we bring about a new world ourselves?
Yes, sir. Let me put on my robe.
Yeah.
All right. So as you guys get ready and get equipped, which way do you want to go? Do you want to go to the
Go to the reactor.
To the
Go
reactor.
to reactor 2. Okay, so
Fix the sabotage.
I think that is 4B. Yes, indeed. Okay, so as you come up into the final room, you walk up, and you feel like this like great weight as you come in, and we're just gonna place our heroes here. So, oh, whoops.
Oh,
My tools.
look at that background.
Yeah, pretty sick, nasty. This is one of my favorite. I'll show you guys the one you missed, which I think is better. The other one you missed is my favorite, but this one's pretty cool too. Oh shit. You have 2 arms in the final one. Ah shit, I deleted your guy. Fuck. Oh, whoops. I guess we just don't have a sprite with you with 2 arms, but you know what? I'll just edit it again real quick.
And I'll remember.
And whoops. Yeah, so I guess we could in lore universe explain this by you regenerated without the arms, and then you wish for them again, kind of making a makeshift Marwola temple.
Yeah.
That's fine by me.
This is fine.
Yep, this is fine. This is good. Oh, I didn't really need to do that. Oh well. Shh.
If it works.
The horizontal.
Yeah, flip horizontal, baby. My
Let's
favorite
go.
thing. Let's go. Let's do this. So merge layers. You're layer 3 now. Awesome. Here's our good friend. How what a shitty job I did on these minis. You can't see him if you don't zoom in. So there you go, right? As you see him, here's what he looks like.
Oh, he's huge.
No, he's not huge. I'm just zooming him up for more
God, he's a
detail.
Resident Evil villain. Oh no.
Yeah.
also-
So as you come up to the reactor, and there you see his like chairs left off to the side. And he goes up and he's operating like a bunch of levers and machinery on this one wall, and he seems to be like kind of punching through and trying to calm the reactor as it's like melting down against him. He's like quite stressed, and he says, "Now of all times, right when those fools are behind," and he turns around and he sees you, right? He says, "So
What's up?
you've made your decision, huh? Very well then. Let's fight for a new world. Who will be its master?" And he
Let's
gets
find
ready
out.
to fight you.
All right.
I'm ready to fight him.
Okay, now don't throw yourself and kill yourself this time.
No. I did.
Alrighty, he's got an innate on his initiative.
Watch this. I have good initiative checks.
I believe.
Look, beautiful.
19. All right. Okay. Here we go. You guys get to go first. And you know what? I think I made this board just a little bit too big for what I wanted. So let me just move you guys closer. Excuse me.
Okay.
Yeah. So what do you want to do?
So, my first question is the kind of the end points. Are those true ends, or are they like there are walls and stuff there?
There's only a wall for this end. This is like a bridge reaching out, and this is like a reactor, and the rest you could fall into the mana, which is represented below.
Okay. Man, if only we had a chain.
Yeah,
Yeah, you know what? Actually, real quick, let me start you guys even closer, because I forgot we have 2 fighters who join in,
Oh, no.
and they trail
they
behind.
have a chain.
Yeah, they do have a chain. So,
Why did I say anything? Why do I say any words?
Oh, fuck.
So Cora shows up, right? She runs over and says, "I'm sorry it had to come to this, but..."
Well, she doesn't have a sword anymore.
Oh, yeah, you're right. She doesn't actually have her energy blade, because you still
Yeah,
have
you
that.
have her energy blade.
I have
No,
the
wait a
blade.
minute. No,
I
wait,
have the
because
blade.
whenever you went to sleep, you had all your equipment taken, so it actually got back to her, because she's loyal to the president, so she just kind of took it off the cart. So
Okay.
she does have.
Hold on, let me check what Caden's intelligence score is.
Let's see. What's the best? So, what are these things made of? The actual platform.
He has a +7? What the fuck are his stats? He has +7 agility, +7 intelligence, +8 strength.
Yeah, I think he didn't roll like any bad stats. He was pretty fucking gnarly of a character.
The only thing that he's a minus in his balance. That's because he doesn't do magic.
See, I deliberately nerfed myself in some cases. I'm just like, man, I think I rolled a little bit too high in these cases. I'm like, crap, no. Okay, so the actual kind of the bridge leading out, what's it made of? Made of metal?
Yeah, it's made of metal. So this is like so the textures I used was a gold foil for this one, and I used 2 different marble patterns to make the walls here.
Okay, well, the first thing I do is I point to Caden's character and I say, Marwola, turn those weapons against him. And I cast weapons to snake on him.
All right, well balanced.
Yes, sir. Check this out. Demo game. Do I add piety to it because it's a prayer?
Yeah, piety, yeah. So you get like a 21.
And ethos?
Yeah. So you have a 21.
Balance check.
Yeah.
Oh, 26.
What was the target of weapons to snakes? It was 25.
25. It's 25.
Oh my god, yeah. So
I hit it by 1.
5. Yeah. So you get a 26, right? So as you point to him, all his weapons, right, especially his like long whip, turns into like a boa constrictor, right? And it's starting to starts to like and it like tightens around him, right? And he's kind of like locked up in place. He kind of wobbles about. He's very unsteady on his feet, right? So Cora then is kind of shocked. She's taken aback. What do you want to do?
Weapons to snakes.
Yeah. Zexe, what do you want to do?
Now, I'm gonna ask this question real fast, and I'm okay if you say no. I'm okay with this. I have part heave and shatter.
Yes.
As a spell. Now, part heave and shatter, it's most of the examples is kind of rock and stone.
However, it does metal?
Yeah, it even says even metals.
Yes. Okay. Go ahead. Would you like to use spell burn on this? And if so, how many points of spell burn? Just 1 or 2 points of spell burn?
I'm gonna say
you have 28 health, by the way.
I'm sorry, brother. I'm so sorry. I have to do 2 points of spell burn, and I want to pretty much have the tile that Cora is standing on.
Yeah.
I want that to twist and break almost into an unnatural, unholy level, just with the intent of either having it like break apart for her to fall in, or to kind of like
use a movement.
Yeah, or to like kind of throw her off almost. It's kind of everything is going on all at once. That's kind of the intent. Just with the deliberate intent of like, I'm going to try to break you and throw you off into this horrifying amounts of mana. Because I know the second you are gone, he's going to be constricted and we can focus. Like I do this out of affection for you. My brothers, I don't do this out of malice. I do this for a better future for the Zoran people. Yeah. It's bigger.
Right, sorry, I had to come to this.
Okay. Go ahead. Give me a roll.
You're just getting in my way.
This is for the Zoran people, not you.
Yeah. So the target of this room is still 15.
Come on. I believe 25, baby.
Oh my God! You would have gotten a natural critical, but you still have so.
Let's go.
all you hear is Zexe just let out this like a very unnatural, the entire time you've been dealing with it.
So you look to your compatriot, your friend, right? And suddenly you here, let me put them down. Right, so we're gonna nope, whoops, wrong person. And we're gonna link these layers, right? And then they start to break apart, right? Whoa! And as they are on this, can you describe what the maximum effect does?
The maximum effect apparently is
max power.
So the caster splits open a rift in the rock face, crude self-supporting tunnel, it forming deep rifts in the earth, causing a small localized earthquake, and then on top of max power, the earth opening releases belching geysers of flame, great quakes, a permanent canyon span miles, massive pillars of rock raised out of the earth. It pretty much goes from like, okay, we're doing something fairly normal to this is this is a major disaster occurring to apocalyptic tier.
Yeah. So as you like part the metal, you like bend the sheets and it just shakes, and they're like both thrown into the manor, right? And they like fall and fall and fall, and then they land in the pool, and they're like scorched as they're like consumed by this like blue unburning, you know, ceaselessly burning flame that requires no fuel, and it starts to like cling onto them, and this horrible like, you know, pale invisible fire rends their flesh as you see them like sink in. You know, they like reach out for help, but it's like too late. They're just dead. Oh, whoops. And they're just gone. Just
Man, Caden's gonna be pissed.
and then soon enough, right? The platform rejoins to itself, and it becomes whole once more.
Wonderful.
That was real good thinking on your behalf. I like that. That's very creative. Don't mind now the platform's kind of perma-fucked there.
Yeah, no, it's appropriate. It's appropriate.
Yeah.
You really think it's gonna twist back and be like, oh yeah, this is a perfect. Like, nah, this
It's like
that thing
welds
is,
itself back together.
yeah, that thing is gnarled
Yeah,
and
yeah,
very
yeah.
upright. And
So then our final president, he goes over and he goes to attack you, Milk, and he's just gonna try to like kick you in the chest.
I'm ready for it.
So go ahead, roll to dodge. So you're trying to hit a 25 on your ability.
Jesus.
He has a plus 10 to
You're
hit.
joking me.
No, I'm not joking.
I do. What do I roll? Agility? That's
Yeah.
not even fucking possible. The maximum is like 21.
Oh, okay. So he hits. Oh, whoops. Okay, so as he you know, he jumps up to you, right? And he goes over with his like, you know, super powered legs, and he just goes and he kicks you in the chest. He does 2d12. We're just gonna make it actually 3d12 because he had a plus 12 to hit, and I feel that that's actually
Oh, no.
a little unreasonable.
Oh no! Don't you get kicked! Don't you get kicked!
Watch. It's just gonna be 1-1-1. I'll be fine.
All right, 21. That's
I'm on 1
literally-
HP. Let's go.
Yeah, literally like 1 HP left. Okay, so so he kicks you in the chest, right? And he just like fractures your ribs as you're like pushed up against the wall, like machinery all around, you know, like
Yeah.
wailing sirens and stuff. Your head starts to spin as you're like you know, you're just bones are breaking, your just innards have been like ruptured. You're really on like death's door. Right?
Yeah.
And he looks to you and he says, "You know, I thought you could have been something more than what you are now. I saw a little bit of me inside of you. What a
My
disappointment.
arms, perhaps.
What a
I
waste."
flex a little bit.
Yeah. And so he's just totally unimpressed. So now we're gonna roll initiative one more time.
Oh god!
So it's all down to this. If you
Notepad.
can get another attack, man, you know, you're down and out for the count.
Did you have the ability where you study people, or was that Caden's character?
No, that was me. I technically have an ability to do that. Okay.
If we find
roll
his
the 4.
weakness, that might be helpful.
You only have a 25. Oh my god, you guys beat him on the good guy turn. Let's fucking go. Alright, what do you want to do? What do you want to do, guys?
Okay. I want to ask a question. One, you said with my fan, it does move people, correct?
Yes, it can move people.
In any direction or just backwards?
Any direction.
Okay. Milk, what's the plan for you? I have an idea.
Okay, so Marwola has proven that he can relocate me after I die. So you can ragdoll me into the mana, and I'll probably come back like on the bridge.
Yeah, but that then leaves me.
But like technically, I'm gonna leave this place at some point. Because I only die if he dies.
If
I mean,
if you fall into the mana, you know,
Who knows what's gonna happen?
yeah, your body is gonna be so like fucked up. It's gonna be, you're probably not even gonna be a recognizable creature if Marwola can even stitch you back together. He's really bending like all the rules of like, you know, souls and whatnot. What is doable to just revive you, and that's a big no-no in the kind of contract the gods share with one another. Like no reviving people. So
Okay, let me look at my abilities. Okay, what I could do is I have I have a prayer called Seeds of Doubt, which lets me that I can target someone and it instantly makes them believe anything that I say.
Yeah. I would like to remind you that this is not all your abilities. These are just a select few.
I'm just
Yeah.
look at the sheet.
Yeah.
Like, can I game into him right now? Just tell him like, bruh, it's over. Just jump into the mana, bruh.
Yeah.
I'm sick of this. I like give him a little spank on his demonic ass. Come on, buddy. Hurry up. Maybe that's too game endy.
Well, I mean, you could turn him against his allies, for instance, but not like convince him to like jump in. But he doesn't really have any allies, so.
Well, the majority of his limbs are derived from you, from the Merloa.
Yeah.
Yeah, majority of his like ability currently is kind of similar, so you can make a prayer to be like, hey, you are a complete perversion to this god, like reject the flesh kind of thing. Like,
yeah,
at least get him to like, hey, he can't kick you for 2d12 damage, he's just going to become a frail little old man that we can just kind of like shove in there, like, eh.
Shit. Has he used his special ability yet?
No, he has not used his special ability. Is that he is it's the Bane of Death, right? Or excuse me, Dark Arts, right? As a passive, he may only be killed if submerged in mana. So he has kind of like a Macbeth.
Imagine if Kaden was still here.
Yeah, if Kaden was here, this thing would be a lot easier. Like, but I have an idea. If it doesn't work, well, I don't believe. Well, here's what I can do. Here, I'm going to make an attack with a fan. The goal with the fan is I'm going to, even if it doesn't do any damage, my goal is like, if I can hit him, I'm going to try to shove him, it'll be one tile down, you could say, into the mana pit. That would be kind of the goal there. I'm not really even caring about the damage if I want to appeal to the magic fan that I am currently dealing with. It would just be like, I want you to do the strongest gust of wind you physically can muster and just shove him into that mana. Like, this is like my plea to you, my dear fan. Like this.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead. You tell your fan, and it gives you like an eagle's cry. It lets you know that it trusts you, and that it's really putting everything behind this one kind of ability it's got. So that's you too. So go ahead and make me a balance roll.
Come on, baby! Don't fuck! Oh my god!
Oh my goodness! Oh my god! All right, okay. So,
and in the moment, my fan fucked up.
He got a 1. Oh no!
Can I do I get advantage because I asked it?
Nope.
Son of a bitch! You stupid fan in my moment of need.
So as you try to aim this gust of wind, instead you go over and you knock off your friend Arthritis, and he grabs onto the edge, right? And he's just hanging on for dear life. And we're just gonna put it right there. That's where he's hanging off of.
Okay.
And he's hanging off for dear life onto the edge of this building here.
I'm gonna make
as the final president laughs. He's like,
I'm gonna make an action here real fast. I'm going to take a step to the left. Right there.
And there's your movement action.
Yeah.
And he says, yes. I knew you were fools to turn against me. Look, even your magic items betray you. I am god of this realm, god of this world, and I shall realize it. And he goes over, and he just moves, and he just jumps down with a single action.
Oh no!
So are you ready to meet your maker? And then now it's initiative one more time.
Wait, does my target skip because of that?
Milk, I believe you.
Oh yeah. It's your turn. What do you want to do with your turn, Milk? As you're hanging off the edge.
With my final moments, my life flashes before my eyes. and I think to myself, I'm like, I got my stuff back. That means that I have my amazing magic Nancy's axe of ever cutting. And with the bell, I ring it once, and suddenly the metal walkway that we are all on starts to get a little wobbly.
Uh-oh.
That's a bonus action, by the way, guys.
Oh, yeah.
My real action.
So as you're hanging on with one limb, you grab onto Nancy's axe to cut it. So
I love
that's
Nancy.
actually really funny. So, I don't know. How am I going to do this? I guess puppet warp? Yeah,
You're gonna want to.
put a pin there.
Easy. You're gonna want to jump back from this one.
Oh no!
Okay, so now it's all soft, and then for my real action, I cast Devil Cutter.
Oh my god!
Let me
Alright, so
crush metal walkways.
yeah, the metal walkway is gonna.
I don't even
fall
have to roll it because I have a plus 21 and it's minimum 15. So
Yeah, just roll it to make sure you don't get a 1. How about that?
oh, you're so right.
Why do you say these words?
Come on, it's only alright. Yeah, he's got a 12.
Okay.
So then you cut it, right? Then you focus on the building, and you just slice it, right, with your free hand, and you're aiming for the spot between ZZ and the president, right?
Yeah, no, I leap forwards.
Oh, okay. So with
I leap
movement-
forwards and I clasp my hands together and they form like a sort of like nice cool devil blade thing. And I'm aiming right for the square that our big old friend is. I'm trying to go
okay.
I'm trying to go either right onto him or where he's standing, and just
Yeah.
kind of make him fall into it. Because
Okay.
I die in this encounter either way. So I'm it's Hail Mary.
yeah.
Don't write about me. I'm a hero.
No worry, I'll make sure to write stories of you.
So
Oh,
as
brave Arthritis. Such a... Was that his name?
So as Arthritis, right? He goes over, he leaps, and he just does Devil Cutter right there with his full force, and he slices the already soft metal platform, and he just totally eviscerates it, right? And then him, the final president, and the building layer, which is right here. So all of them, they all start to break off from the supports of the wall, and they just go down together. And we're just gonna move up. Whoops. We're gonna move that together, and all three of you guys, you just sink down right into the mana below. As the president, he shouts, "No, this can't be happening!" As Zuzi, the path around you, it loses its support. It lunges forward, and it starts to buckle as you see your friend start to as you see your friend give everything, sacrifice himself, holding down the president. To try to submerge him. The platform smashes into the sea, and it starts to be consumed by the flames. As you see your friend, he's kind of grappling onto his leg with everything he's got. He's gonna go down with the president. And the president, as you see your friend, he's consumed, right? It goes up to his leg, right? And he's like, "No, this isn't going to happen to me." And he takes his arm and he cuts himself in half, right? And then he throws himself upwards, right? Just kind of from his body up onto the platform as it's kind of drooping ahead.
Shit.
So ZZ, right?
Yeah.
The president, or at least his upper half, it is
I
now
feel
kind of at
crawling
the end,
towards
right?
you.
Yeah. He's at the very end. He's gonna go down with the ship. He's ready to die, or he's not ready to die. Excuse me. Anything like that. But he will lose everything rather than take defeat with any kind of grace. So excuse me as I cut open this right here.
Very messily.
Yeah, very very messily.
Some of his fingers are left behind.
Yeah. Whoops. No, wait. I think I got it all. Yeah, I did. How about that? So yep. This is everything, right? So the president, he jumps onto the edge of the platform. And he's just gripping on, right, as you run to the end. So ZZ, there you are on the very end. You can run to safety right now, but the president will follow, or you can try to take him down with you.
The fate of the world lies on your shoulders.
You'll have to fight him on solid ground, which we'll just have to imagine is over here.
You hit him with a flick of that fan.
So behind me there is there is solid ground.
Yeah.
Like
and this is my favorite part of the game when I don't have a visual for something, so we're just gonna have a
yeah, I get you. Let's see. Is there something silly I could do, or what would be the most what's the most ZZ option currently available? Well, the most ZZ option currently available. He does not want this man to live because he is a traitor to Zoran kind.
He's also super weak. Look at him.
Actually, yeah. No, okay. We're gonna. ZZ puts both of his hands out, kind of aiming at where the platform is, kind of aiming at him. Very much intent. He's gonna hit both, and he is going to use his blast. He is going to burn 2 HP to do it.
Yeah.
To max power. And the more the intent is that the way ZZ's kind of seeing it is if he blasts correctly, he's going to be able to pretty much evaporate that last tile in him and force them both go into the mat. Like,
okay.
He's going to start burning. He's not going to be able to support himself. He's going to go in there. If he fucks up, the spell doesn't go off. He's already max powered it. He's going to pretty much burn him, president, and everyone else alive. So any situation, that president is not living. It's mostly a roll of, does ZZ live?
All right. Go ahead. Give me a balance roll. Everything you got, you pour into this. Your spell burn, fully charged.
Is there any advantage I could get? Is there anything I could do to get an
Listen,
advantage?
just don't roll a 1 and you live. Oh
There
my
we go.
goodness, he got to 22, all right. Spell burning, right? You focus your energy, you charge up an acid blast, and you burn the last of the platform, already soft from the melting spell of Nancy's cutting axe. It starts to kind of buckle forwards and, land on the president as he screeches, his flesh burning. The energy of Marwola, the bastardized energy is stolen, trying to merge it together faster than it can burn. The entire platform starts to crumble, and he can't quite focus. He starts to slip, and he falls down, and he shouts, "Curse you, ZZ!" And and it's like curse the Zord people.
Yeah, no.
Right, and so the platform, it's starting to buckle forward. Everything it's got, it's all breaking. It's really going to shit now. Roll agility. You have to.
Why do you roll agility?
You have to roll agility. The platform beneath you is breaking. Come on, buddy. One more roll to jump onto the platform behind you. Oh my fucking god! Nat 20! Nat 20!
The gods are with my -4. Come on, baby.
He jumps onto the platform, the only man to survive. He's watched both his friends die. And as this happens, he sees the souls of Korra, of, his friend Amon, and of course, Arthritis, as they all rise up out of the mana, being consumed by death. And he sees them for one last moment as he smiles, knowing that he saved the world from this menace, from this bestial threat which sought to degrade mankind. And he's destroyed it at long last. And he is all but remains. ZZ, the last survivor of your team, you turn on a heel and quickly run from the reactor as you see mana boil over its meltdown. The citadel is in a hasty commotion. Vathrals, seal slugs, and agent guards run around, quickly trying to secure what they can before the reactor explodes. At this rate, it's impossible to contain, and countless thousands flee. In hours, the citadel collapses with hundreds still inside as the survivors pour out of the burning wreckage, scattering into diasporas on ships over the poison seas and through the jungles. In time, mana poisoning blasts the area already plagued with its ambient radiation from the calamity, and the mysterious vacuum mutations only increase. A harshest place in Terra becomes yet still more cruel, and the hearts of all are hardened.
Luckily, thanks to the wise and sober Zexe, both the harpies and human hunters are able to find a mutual peace, and in time, thanks to overflowing wisdom, compassion, and yet clever calculating political edge, you become the Kagan of a new empire. A silk jihad of peace and prosperity spreads out from the crucible of Kishoru across the known world of Terra. Your policy for equality of both humans and subhumans alike creates a lasting peace for all. There are wars, and they are hard fought and brutal, but all for the greater good of the Empire. Zexe, you would live on for decades, a wise Caliph, a proud Kagan, brilliant emperor, and father both to many children, and a golden age of tolerance, equality, tradition, and peace, known as the Silk Age. Thanks in part to your brothers, your questing companions, Amon and Arthritis, who died in that most critical moment of life, you live forever. So, did you like it? I thoroughly hope you enjoyed today's production of The President of Ruin. I worked really hard on it, and if you enjoyed it, please like the video, share with your friends who you think would be interested in watching this, and to spread the word of our game development message. Also, please do tell me what you thought in the comments down below. It would mean a lot to hear your criticisms, feedback, and exactly what you're thinking. Another great way, if you are looking to support me, is to swing by itch.io and to purchase the basic edition of the rules for $15. It has everything you need to get started playing our game, from 0th to 4th level. That's years of gameplay fun at a steal of a price. I don't see how you can go wrong with it. Furthermore, another great way to support us is by joining our community. Swing by over to the public Discord and learn more about the great game and the fantastic people who play it. You might even find players for your very own campaign there. And last but not least, you can go by Twitter. And, of course, follow me there for development updates as they come. As this is the last episode, you may not think about subscribing, but I encourage you to do so, for there may be more content like this in the future. Only if the game really takes off, though, and only if the cards are played just right. But I have faith that we'll see each other again. So please, subscribe, and don't miss it, whatever we upload next. Now, before we say goodbye, I would like to say some thank yous. It would mean a lot to me if I could do this, so please do excuse me. I have a little bit of a list here of everyone who's helped along the way. I'd like to thank first and foremost all of my playtesters and friends, which would include Daniel, Zachary, get used to that name by the by, Isaiah, Caden, another Zachary, who were the first Terra players. There was Milkwater, David, Zach, yes, another Zach, Brendan, Eli, Lynn, Lasermaster, Bo, Hot Dog, and Purator, who all helped in testing the rules, and not to mention the now defunct Stoneworks D&D server, which I was the admin of, and I ran a West Marches of my game. I had some of the craziest experiences there. It was nuts what happened in that game. That was real insane, to say the least. And everyone who ever looked over the rules and gave some feedback, that was, honestly, some of the ideas were really helped develop, and I really realized things that I wouldn't have, thanks to the rules. I'd also like to thank a few of my creative and business aspirations, such as Matthew Colville, who inspires me to follow my dream through, and who also got me to run Terracore in the first place. I'd also like to thank Runehammer, of all people, for making me value less sometimes. That sometimes, less is more, of course. And of course, Dan DeFazio or as he's better known, Professor Dungeon Master, and his great content, which taught me the value of grimdark and really using tension in this great role-playing game. I'd also like to thank Ben Milton of Questing Beasts, who showed me that there's a wider world of RPGs out there than we know, and that appreciating them and being able to, even sell something like this is possible. Oh, and of course, Krug Smash, who would be an unusual pick because he doesn't really do tabletop. He does Dwarf Fortress, but his style of animated, illustrated little art slides that appear during his Let's Plays are fantastic. I've been watching him for a long time. In the description, I'll post links to all their channels, so you can find out more about them if you're interested. Oh, and last and certainly not least, I'd like to thank my parents, who helped to make me into the man I am today. My mother, who, of course, indulged my creativity and always listened to whatever stupid story I was telling her. And of course, my dad, who taught me to become my own task manager and to manage everything I do. Without them, I surely bet this wouldn't be possible. So, and how could I forget? Thank you, especially if you sat through that totally improvised script reading bit. It warms my heart that you were able to do this, and I hope sincerely to see you again. Thank you, and goodbye.